Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is November 19th, 2024, and FIFA are set to pay Barcelona a multi-million euro compensation for the injury of Ronald Araujo. Also, Barcelona have identified their two targets for the summer transfer market. And finally, the club are still keen on a Sporting CP promising player. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and before we begin with the news, just a quick reminder to make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. All of this helps this channel continue to grow. Also, if you're looking for any Barcelona jerseys or merchandise, make sure you hit the Goal Kits, Give Back, or Fanatics. And if you're looking to place any sports bets, make sure you hit the Bet Us. All links are down below in the description. Now, begin with the news that FIFA are set to compensate Barcelona for the injury of Ronald Araujo. Now, as you know, the Barcelona captain got injured on July 7th during the Copa America while he was on international duty with Uruguay. And since then, Ronald Araujo has spent 162 days injured, with the return of the Uruguayan now expected for December 15th. It was initially thought that he could be back by the match against Celta Vigo this Saturday, but it looks like that timeline was a bit optimistic, and now Araujo is set to come back on December 15th. And of course, FIFA does have a program that compensates clubs when their players are injured on international duty, because after all, it's the clubs who have to continue paying the salaries of these players, even though they are not playing due to injury. And as such, FIFA are set to compensate Barcelona 2.7 million euros for the injury of the Barcelona captain. But that's not all, because FIFA are also set to compensate Barcelona for two other players. The first one being Kavi, who got injured while on international duty with Spain, and he ended up spending 307 days injured after undergoing that serious surgery to repair his torn ACL and his damaged meniscus. And then there is Pedri, who also got injured while on international duty with Spain. His injury was a bit shorter, and therefore FIFA are set to compensate Barcelona 6.3 million euros for Kavi and another 300,000 euros for Pedri. And when you combine all of it together, it comes to about 9 to 10 million euros that Barcelona will receive from FIFA as compensation for the injury of these three players. Now, of course, it would have been a much better situation had none of these players got injured, but they did. So it's a good thing that FIFA does have this program, because after all, you know, it is the clubs who have to continue paying that salary of these players. So it's good to know that Barcelona will get compensated around 10 million euros, even though they were missing three very important players at different periods of time. Now, more news, because Barcelona have identified their two targets for this summer transfer market. Now, as I reported before, Hansi Flick and Deco have agreed that the number one priority of this team will be to reinforce the left wing. The two of them think that that is a weakness in the team, and even though Barcelona completely trust in Rafinha and Lamine Yamal, they still think that they need a specialist on the left wing, and also someone that can, you know, rotate with Rafinha and Lamine Yamal, because if God forbid Lamine Yamal or Rafinha get injured, there's no one to replace him on the field. We all saw what happened against Real Sociedad, and as such, the club have decided that the left wing position will be number one priority during this summer transfer market. And now, of course, the first option that everybody keeps mentioning is Rafael Leao, who is looking to leave AC Milan after his relationship with his coach has broken down. But the club have now agreed that even though John Laporta would love to sign the Portuguese attacker, there's absolutely no way that Barcelona can afford him, because they're saying that AC Milan would want around 100, maybe 120 million euros for the player. Plus there is his hefty salary. So there's, as such, Barcelona have completely ruled out the possibility of signing Leao, which is something that I've been telling a lot of people, not only on my videos, but on my comment section, because people are always like, sign Leao, sign Leao. And I kept saying, Barcelona cannot afford him. Well, now Barcelona confirming that Leao is not on the list, because even though they would love to have him, unfortunately, the economic situation does not allow it. Now, this is when the second option comes in, which is the main priority for Barcelona that I talked about before, which is of course Nico Williams, who even though did reject Barcelona this past summer transfer market, he remains the main target for the club given the financial situation of Barcelona, because after all, Nico Williams does have a release clause that's worth around 58 million euros. So not only is that a lot more affordable than Rafael Leao, but it's also a release clause. So Barcelona do not have to negotiate with anyone. All they have to do is pay the clause and the player is automatically yours. Where with Leao, not only you would have to pay twice as that, but you would also have to negotiate with AC Milan. And this is why Nico Williams remains the #1 priority for Barcelona. And again, Nico Williams, as I reported before, is still open to the idea of coming to the club. Now, Barcelona also value the fact that Nico Williams is, of course, very close friends with Lamine Yamal, and they think that the two of them combined, you know, can create a pretty good duo, just like they did with Spain during the Euros. And of course, they also see it as a plus for Lamine, because for Lamine to have a really good friend of his on the team, they think that could also help Lamine Yamal. And now this brings us to our third option. And this is I guess it's the third option of the video, but it's the second target that Barcelona have identified for the summer in case the signing of Nico Williams does not happen. Barcelona have as a backup Kavi, who does have a contract with Napoli until 2027. He currently has a release clause of 130 million euros, which of course would not be affordable for Barcelona. But nonetheless, the Georgian is currently renewing his or in negotiations to renew his contract with Napoli, where he wants an increase of salary because his salary currently sits at 1.5 million euros, incredibly low for someone of the stature of Kvaratskhelia. He wants an increase of salary to 6 million euros, and he wants a reduction of his release clause to 80 million euros because he wants to leave the doors open for another bigger club to come swoop him. So if that does happen, if that renewal does go through, that does make it more affordable for Barcelona. Of course, it would be more expensive than Nico, but 80 million euros is still cheaper than Leao. So Kvaratskhelia is kind of the backup option in case Barcelona cannot sign Nico Williams. Now, out of these two options, Nico or Kvaratskhelia, I would like to hear you guys' thoughts. Let me know down below in the comment section. Who would you guys like or prefer to see on the team? Now, speaking of signing players, we will end today's video with the news that Barcelona are still keen on a Sporting CP player. And no, it's not Victor Gyökeres, but instead is Dario Ugo. Now, Dario Ugo is a 19-year-old midfielder whose rights are owned by Sporting CP. However, he's currently on loan with Las Palmas. He's currently having a really good performance at Las Palmas, and he's one of the promising players to come out of Sporting CP, who are very good at signing young promising players and then developing them into, you know, much better players. And Barcelona had actually tried to sign Dario Ugo back in the summer, where they offered a loan with an option to buy to Sporting CP. However, Sporting CP rejected the structure of that deal. But despite Sporting CP rejecting Barcelona's advances in the summer, it's reported that Barcelona are still keen on signing Dario Ugo in order to reinforce the reserve team. But that's not all, because also Real Madrid are interested in Dario Ugo, and just like Barcelona, Real Madrid tried to sign Ugo in the summer, but also were rejected by Sporting CP, and it's reported that Real Madrid are also still interested in the player because they too are looking to reinforce the reserve team, who are also not doing well this season, just like Barca Athletic. Anyways, that is all the news for this video. We'll be uploading another video in a little bit, so stay tuned to the channel. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. And as always, peace, Barça.